The Sanctum of Domination's finale is set to flip Shadowlands on its head. The Jailer's plan is unfolding, hardly hindered by our attempts to stop it. Now, we have gained vital insight into what he actually is, was, and I believe will become again. A major mystery has been solved, the Arbiter's place is becoming clear, and suffice it to say, this raid storyline will be one of the most impactful yet. The lore we're going to cover in this video is going to be real awesome, it's going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to be impactful to you, just like squarespace.com/Bellular Gaming. Use code Bellular Gaming to get 10% off your first purchase with that link down in the description. Now, as you know, it's simple. Squarespace, what are they? They are the fastest and easiest way for you to get a great looking website quickly. So, here is the loot showcase site that I built last time round. Okay, guess what? Adding a store to this site and a product to that store, such that it was ready to go, that took like 5-10 minutes. And that was the first time I'd done it. And I was just relaxing on the sofa with my iPad. That easy. So yes, their e-commerce tools are super easy to use, they're super flexible, and because they have such great templates and all of their stuff is so like mobile responsive where it looks great anywhere, your store is always going to look and feel great for your customers. So it's like 45 minutes is what it took for me to get the loot site and the store all set up. I mean, that just shows you how quickly you can get your project, whatever's in your head right now, started with Squarespace. So be it a portfolio, a showcase, a store, or using their new memberships feature, or more, well, Squarespace is the place to go. I mean, look, there's a reason why we and the likes of Linus Tech Tips went with Squarespace for both of our corporate sites, as an example. So give them a shot with a free trial and 10% off, squarespace.com/Bellular Gaming. Bellular Gaming is the promo code as well. Thanks to them for sponsoring. And with that said, let's go. This is what the Jailer looks like. Just a big dude, right? Right now, yes. Soon? No. No, because he is going to unlock his full power, and he is going to become his old self. He is going to undo the punishment inflicted upon him by his fellow Pantheon members. The dominated Anduin claimed the Archon's sigil. Shortly after, amidst the chaos of the battle for Ardenweald, the opening thrust of patch 9.1, the Jailer's forces were able to claim the Winter Queen's sigil. We can, of course, presume that he already had Sire Denathrius' sigil. So that's 3. What happens when he gets all 5? What will he want them for? What will he do? Well, luckily, the hunt for the Primus' sigil tells us all. In Korthia, the new zone of patch 9.1, we eventually track down an old vault. And inside that vault, we find the Primus' sigil. Yes, that's where he hid it. The Primus, knowing he was about to fall, tampered his own sigil, muddling it with memory magic, rendering it unusable. Memory magic. Where have we seen that before? Legendaries. The memories of the rune carver that we've been so diligently hunting. Putting 2 and 2 together, the sigil is brought before the rune carver. Lo and behold, the rune carver and the Primus are one and the same. The chained husk of the Primus' former glory, known to us as the rune carver, quickly upon getting his sigil transforms back into the Primus, back into the man he was. Incredible. Just look at how being reunited with his sigil changed him. His physical form returned, his memories returned. He's now ready to lead our efforts against the Jailer. Now, what does the Primus almost immediately warn us of? Of the need to protect the Arbiter's sigil, for it is what the Jailer seeks. And I think I know why. Take the Primus. Take away the Primus' sigil, and what do you get? You get the rune carver, a shadow of his former self. Take away Zoval's sigil, and you get the Jailer. Put that sigil in a big machine, and you get the Arbiter. The Jailer wants his sigil back. He wants to rip it out of the Arbiter. And we already have a good idea of what it'll do, what it will look like. Because look at this piece of art. This was leaked last year, and it depicts a version of the jailer that looks more put together than the current creature that we see in-game. He also looks like he could easily be related to the Primus. I mean, just look at the two of them together. I firmly believe that this is the jailer's true form. This is what Zovaal looks like. This is what he looked like before he was punished. So if the jailer can reclaim his sigil, then just like how the rune carver turned back into the Primus, the jailer will turn into Zovaal. For the Primus, this did involve him getting his memories and a bit of his personality back. Some of that's, of course, because he bound those things to the sigil. But for the jailer, we really have no idea if something similar will happen, though I would imagine he would become far, far more powerful. So I'll say this. Thus far, the jailer has been one of World of Warcraft's most lame, least interesting villains. We barely know any of his lore. He has very little characterization other than he feels aggrieved and angry, and he really hasn't done that much in-game that our characters have seen. Did Blizzard play this character close to their chest in order to pull a mid-expansion plot twist? Perhaps thinking that Sylvanas and Anduin could really carry the plotline until then. It's hard to say, but I think so. And expect the jailer to become Zovaal in this raid, to become restored to his former glory. And that's going to be very, very bad for us. Because if we are to assume that he claims the Primus' sigil, as he did with the other Eternals, then all that will remain is the Arbiter's sigil, his original one. For Zovaal, the jailer, was almost certainly the true intended judge of the dead, not the Arbiter, a soulless construct. Not only will he be returned to his former glory then, he will also have all 5 of the sigils. Surely this will represent the vast power imbued in the Eternals by their First One's creators. Surely that will give him immense power over the Shadowlands. And this is where we enter the Sanctum of Domination. Our mission is to ascend to the highest reaches of Torghast and to hunt the jailer down before his plans come to fruition, to stop him in his tracks. This spans a visually immense and narratively rich raid, the bosses of which we did, by the way, cover in our last lore video, and seriously, check that one out. There are many big names, many big plotlines, you'll enjoy it a bunch. Now, by the time we slay Kel'Thuzad, there is but one fight left, Sylvanas. Sylvanas, whose job it is to cover the jailer's back, to buy him the time that he needs to enact his plan. A plan that the Dungeon Journal describes as inevitable. Now we know that he wants to remake the cosmos, to change the Shadowlands forever. The central thesis of his work appears to be that the First One set up the universe in a fundamentally cruel and unjust way. Yes, he seems to be one of those Thanos-like villains who believes that, enacting his vision is the right thing to do, regardless of the cost. So, no wonder literally every cosmic force is against the jailer, even most of death, it would seem. We reach the top of Torghast, and the jailer is nowhere to be seen. It is finally time for us, Thrall and Jaina, to fight Sylvanas, and fight her we do. All against the backdrop of Torghast's highest level and the incredible realm-spanning skybox as the mob bleeds into the in-between. What happens next we cannot be sure, but events kick into high gear. I would presume, based on the Dungeon Journal, that the jailer is no longer elusive, that he takes to the field. Sylvanas must be on the back foot at some point, but she's obviously not out of options because we know that she destroys the Sanctum of Domination's peak and she turns Banshee. We eventually reach the convergence of the Shadowlands. And yes, that is the Arbiter's platform. Look around. Dozens and dozens of portals, each leading to a realm of the Shadowlands that we have not visited, that we will never see, but that the jailer wants to unmake. Stage 3 of this fight is called Freedom of Choice. And the official word is this: a final showdown between death and the inevitability of the Jailer's master plan. Yes, the Jailer almost certainly succeeds. He almost certainly becomes Zovaal once more, regaining his true form, and, with all 5 sigils united under his control, the ability to do whatever he wants. During BlizzCon, they said this: the finale of this fight is going to change the future of the Shadowlands. They really hyped it up. We know the final phase of this fight is at the Arbiter's platform, so come on, she is not going to be keeping that sigil. Zovaal will presumably get it. He will presumably be able to enact his plan to remake the Shadowlands from there. I mean, just look around. The skies have darkened, the maw is almost spilling out and consuming everything else. And personally, I believe this will be like the ending of patch 7.2, where Illidan basically decided, screw this, we are going to Argus. So Blizzard clearly have something planned. I believe that the Jailer will indeed be the end boss of this expansion, but not in his current form, and not in a way we would normally expect. Will Sylvanas die? Well, the new Sylvanas novel release is November 9th, 2021. Which makes you think, because maybe that would be just after a BlizzCon announcement and could be tied into a patch 9.2. But I'll say this: the final phase of the Sylvanas fight is called Freedom of Choice. Something that's obviously been central to Sylvanas' story. Now keep in mind that it's called Freedom of Choice, and listen to this, which is the blurb of the new book, and I will, I'll shorten it down for the purposes of this video. Here Sylvanas' complete story is laid bare, from origins to Arthas to the moment she first beheld the Maw and understood the true consequences of what lay beyond the veil of death. But as her moment of victory draws near, Sylvanas will make a choice that may ultimately come to define her, a choice that's hers alone to make. On the precipice of victory. I mean, they even said that the Jailer's plan is inevitable. Come on. It sounds to me like Sylvanas is going to have a choice to make in this raid. Blizzard have showed her doubting the Jailer multiple times now, between the abandonment of Denathrius, the domination of Anduin. There have been things that Sylvanas has not been comfortable with. So we essentially know Zovaal will win, but we don't know if Sylvanas will stay the course with him or if she will betray him. Is it the case she's been playing him all along? Perhaps knowing that, well, that he was nothing without her ability to actually do his bidding on the material plane. At this point, look, it is just pure speculation, but I simply cannot imagine Sylvanas being his blind lackey, being willing to die for him, and for us to be done with her that quickly. Of course, it could be that she escapes with him, and that the choice that this book references is in fact one that happens later, once the consequences of the Jailer's plan actually come true. But either way, I think this is the ending note. It seems Blizzard are going for an Infinity War style situation where basically our antagonist wins. So I think patch 9.2 is going to be rather unexpected. I think the narrative of it is going to be a massive turn away from what we thought. Because conventionally you would have thought this expansion would just be, we fight various different threats, we have the Jailer's plot escalating and escalating and escalating until our Ice Crown Citadel-like finale with the Jailer, where we get to stop his plan once and for all. Something traditional. But no, it actually seems our villain is about to do the big thing he's always wanted to do in the first patch of the expansion. I'll tell you what, that's certainly interesting to me. So, I hope you enjoyed today's video, and also I hope you enjoy Squarespace. It was really fun actually hopping into Squarespace and the web builder just on my iPad, on the sofa. It was so damn easy to use. The results are great. So, Squarespace are a real great bunch if you just want to get going pretty damn quickly, and especially too, if you're kind of like me and you're not from a design background and you want somebody to just take a bunch of the design and give you some nice templates to work around, then yeah, check them out in that link down below. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you missed the last lore video, be sure to check it out. I think you'll love it if you enjoyed this one. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.